One of the guys that checks us out on the app and stays in tune with what's going on in Baton Rouge, but hasn't missed an LSU football game since 2012. Him and his wife Tracy have not. Either one of them have been there. Is Kevin Ferguson. What a cool story this is, man. When you think about Reid and Blake Ferguson over the last 8 years, they have been the deep snapper for LSU football. And Reid right now is up playing for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, rocking 69.
Yeah,
like
right.
a beast.
I mean, an animal.
Nice.
And then,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Dad. Welcome to the set. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Kevin
Welcome
Ferguson
to Atlanta.
here. Yes,
Well,
thank
yeah,
you.
okay. So Reid's with the Bills, like you said, but let's give Blake his props here. So Blake is about
where
to
would you start?
finish a career. I'll just read Kevin's tweet here from about a month ago. But Blake's a 4-year starter. He's a permanent team captain. He has both his undergrad and his master's at 4 years at LSU. He's been in FCA, NCAA, and SEC leadership positions. He's been nominated for awards. I mean, it is unreal what Blake has done in his 4 years at college. I was just trying to graduate, man, right, with a general studies degree, and this guy's out here with a master's, and the whole time he's been perfect on the football field. It's a leadership on and off the field. I mean, Kevin, I don't quite know where to start. I mean, what's going through your head when you hear these things?
Well, it's been a good run for both of them. They certainly had some success in high school, and they were fortunate. We're grateful to Coach Miles still to this day for offering them both scholarships, giving them the opportunity. They had opportunities to go other places, and they chose LSU, and I think they would both tell you that they would do it all over again. It was the best spot for them, and they look back with a lot of good memories, and certainly with their degrees and taking advantage of that. And it's they played in some amazing games over the years, and we've just been fortunate enough to be able to go to all of them. But that's kind of been our thing.
How cool!
To never miss.
I've been seeing Kevin for years,
and so it's been a good run. I could still remember the very first game that Reid and I went to. First ever game when he started on the recruiting trail was the 2010 Bama game
in Tiger Stadium.
We're sitting there watching the game. And, we had
Kelvin
driven
Shepherd Fumble.
Buford played that night. We drove halfway. Show up 30 minutes before the game, and then the Coach Miles pulls one of his on the fourth down. They run the fake punt.
It's the D-Lo down to the one.
They win the game, and Reid's like, I kind of like this place. So
the stadium was
That's
rocking
the day he ate the
that
grass.
day too. Yeah, the stadium was rocking that day too. That was a good day to be in that stadium. So that's where it's interesting, right? Because I remember seeing y'all around 2010, 2011. Because anytime a Buford kid showed up, I knew because I have a little bit of a problem with it. But whatever. But you see, so you kind of started at the heights. You saw 2011. And then you saw LSU kind of go through just a bit of a valley where they tried to figure it out for a few years, and now you're sitting here and your son is about to play in the college football playoff. First time in school history.
Yeah, I mean, it was, we thought, because Reid graduated early, showed up in January, and we thought, well, when we show up, after the national if we win the national championship in 2011, that, there's still going to be confetti on the ground. We kind of still tell that story, and, we met with Coach Miles that following Friday morning after, the game on that Monday night, I guess it was, and, he had already turned the page, and it was, it was like nothing had ever happened, nothing changed, and, even talked about recruiting Blake at that time, and so, it's been a good ride. There's been ups and downs, and, but it still wouldn't change a thing. Blake's, certainly taken advantage of his time there, both on and off the field, and, what a season it's been this year for him, especially to go out on such a high note. I mean, regardless of what happens, one of his big goals was to play in Atlanta like they did a couple weeks ago,
man.
And they won that game, and it's, so.
Yeah, that's the first step. You get a ring, you hang a banner. Like those are things that make your team immortal. That is a team that will now live on forever in LSU history. I know that the brothers are, and obviously y'all come from just a very supportive, great family. I mean, as you said, you've now gone to every game basically for a decade now. And so I know the brothers are supportive, but do you think Reid will ever give Blake any crap about not getting over the Bama hump and then them going into T-Town and getting the win?
He'll always have that. He'll have the SEC championship. There's a couple of things like that. But I would say, we've clearly noticed especially in the last, I'll say, couple of years with Reid, that now that he's in the league, learn, because you do have to learn, as you probably heard from other guys, you have to learn how to be a professional.
Absolutely.
You don't know that going in, and it's very hard your first year. And I think Reid's kind of settled in, and he's really supportive of Blake.
He's beloved in Buffalo too.
Yeah, he likes it there, and I think they like him a lot. And but he's really supportive of Blake.
Yeah.
He's done a lot, and plans to do a lot in the off season to really position him, to potentially be drafted or whatever. I think he'll have an opportunity, at least to sign with a team.
Absolutely.
And see if he can make a team. So we'll see what happens.
So Quentin Skinner is on the roster, and he's going to be the next.
Buford. Yeah.
Next Steve Stafford.
Ferguson era is ending, but the Buford Wolf era is not. I don't care. As long as y'all keep snapping it good, I'll fly the Wolf flag. That's fine.
Is LSU? Is there a piece of the community now that is a little purple and gold?
You know what? It's Quentin. He and Blake met when Quentin was in the 4th grade. He started snapping, and Blake had just started. He was in the 7th grade, so that was early on, and they've been friends ever since. And Quentin actually ended up moving over to Buford, kind of taking the same path as our boys did, and he's every bit the potential that our boys were, and I think he'll continue so the success that they've had on already.
We keep mentioning Buford. I guess I should say for our Louisiana listeners, they're basically like a John Curtis of Georgia high school football. Just state championships and stop at state championships. They just won it again this year. So if you're coming from Buford, you are a step ahead of the game when it comes to football in the next level.
Kevin, I can imagine this is a very proud moment for you and your family, just like every Saturday has been, and the accomplishments of Blake on and off the field. For sharing some of this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, Kevin Ferguson checking in for live at the Marriott Marquis. He's here with LSU, obviously, as the Tigers are through their final day of preparation.